I want to be the type of person who fulfills my potential. I didn't want to stand on the edge of it. I want to fulfill my potential. How about you? Do you want to stand on the edge of your potential, or do you want to fulfill your potential? Let me ask you a question. Do you know what PPP, P like Peter, PPP equals PPP? What does PPP equal PPP? Anybody know? Piss poor planning equals piss poor performance. PPP equals PPP. So piss poor planning equals piss poor performance. So here's my first question for you. What kind of planning do you think is really important? Right? What kind of planning do you think is really important for a business owner? We're talking about business growth, right? So what kind of planning should you be doing? And the first type of plan you should have, is based on what I talked about yesterday, right? Do you know what a key performance indicator is? What's a key performance indicator? Let me give you an example. If you ate pizza every single day, a lot of pizza every single day, would that be an indicator that you're probably going to be overweight over time? If you do not, let's say, make sales calls if you have to, would that not be an indicator of how much revenue you should have or will have? What do you think there's a few of them, but one of the leading key performance indicators as to whether somebody will have a successful business or not? If you want to know whether you have a successful business or not, one of the most important key performance indicators, all right, is to determine what system do I have in order to generate consistent leads. Think about this. I want you to imagine you have the best program, product, or service. Easy to imagine, right? And let's say you do not focus every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year, or you don't have somebody on your team that focuses on how do we get our program, product, service, whatever it is, in front of enough prospects, right? And let me prove something to you. If you have a business, do you have a system and a process to take care of the number one? It's not number 3, 4, or 5, okay? It's number one priority of a business owner. So the number one thing that you have to think of if you have a business, okay, trust is great, but if you don't have leads, it makes no difference how much people trust you, right? So would you agree that one of the number one things that you have to solve for and create a process for, all right, is how do I, my company, generate leads every single day? Is that one of the leading priorities of every business? How are we going to generate leads, prospects every single day? And here's my question for you. Do you have a predictable process? It's a ritual that you have to make, right? Today's session is about success rituals for business owners. A ritual is something you do on an ongoing basis, right? A ritual is something that you do on an ongoing basis. So, do you have a lead generation or a prospect generating system that will create predictability in your business? It's binary, yes or no. If it's kind of, sort of, maybe, the answer is no. If the answer is yes, awesome. that is great for you, right? And you need to be focusing on creating that system as a ritual that either you are implementing or somebody on your team is implementing or you outsource. And so that's number one. So then a success ritual, I start off with number one was piss poor planning equals piss poor performance. So if you don't have a plan to generate leads or prospects or getting people to your website, to your landing page, to a webinar, to talk to you, to answer the phone when you're calling, if you don't have a system, wouldn't that mean that you do not have predictability? You have the possibility, but not predictability. And rituals create predictability. So here's my question for you. What do you want to have, possibilities or predictability? Which is more valuable in life? Predictability in your relationship, predictability in your health, predictability in your finances, predictability in your business. Which is more valuable, the possibility or the predictability? I think you get where I'm going with this, right? So number one is if you create a ritual for creating predictability in your lead generation system, then you're going to have an inflow of leads. So let me give it to you a different way. Let's say you own a store, and let's say nobody ever comes in. You have an amazing product in the store, but nobody comes in, or people come in every once in a while. You're not going to do as well, regardless of how good whatever it is that you have in the store is, right? So here's what I want you to think about is how can I create a ritual around predictable leads every single day? I've gotten, my own company, we generate between 50 to 70,000 new prospects or leads every single month. 10 to 15, 20,000 a week. How? Well, we do a lot of advertising, okay, on Google, on Facebook, on YouTube. That creates predictable revenue and predictable leads. I do social media like this, which is free. This doesn't cost me anything other than to set up my computer, my mobile phone, to communicate with people, to share with them, either stuff around their mindset, stuff around the skills they need, or stuff around the behaviors they need to take. And people follow my work, and then they take a look at my New York Times best-selling books. They look at my programs. They look at our services. And, 30 to 50,000 people a year decide to invest in one of our programs, right? So we're consistently, writing blogs and videos, free stuff, and we're doing paid stuff too. That creates predictability, right? So before I go on to a couple other rituals, is this helpful? Because if you don't have the mindset of creating a ritual around lead generation, you're going to have inconsistency. And if you have inconsistency, you're not going to have the cash flow you want. And if you don't have the cash flow you want, you can't live the lifestyle of your dreams. So you don't focus on the lifestyle of your dreams until you focus on the systems and the processes that create the cash flow that gives you the opportunity to live the lifestyle of your dreams. It's cause versus effect thinking. So ritual number one, piss poor planning equals piss poor performance. So I have to get better at planning. And then what do I need to get better at planning? If I have a business, the number one, I have to get rituals around leads every day, every week, every month. So how many leads do you need in order to go to the next ritual that you must have? Are you ready for next ritual? Do you want to guess what it is? Your ritual has to be around not just generating qualified leads, but getting them to say yes to your program, product, or service. So do you have not just a lead or prospect generating system? Do you have a sales process that walks a person who doesn't know you, like you, or trust you through a process that they feel your heart because you care. In their gut, it feels right for them. And because you're focusing on neuromarketing and neuroselling, having people go through a process, you make it easier for them to buy from you instead of your competition. Do you have a ritual for selling based on the latest in neuromarketing and neurosales? And if you do, great. If you don't, trust and rapport is one of the very first things to engage with people, right? Trust and rapport. So if you don't have a sales process, then if you have a business and you're not generating the income that you want to generate, would you agree that the money you make as a business owner is an effect? Would you agree that the money you earn as a business owner is an effect, right? Would you agree with that? Yes or yes? That's a yes or yes question. Would you agree? The money you make, how much money you make, is an effect. So the question we have to ask ourselves is this: if I don't like the effect, shouldn't I focus on the cause? If I don't like the effect, shouldn't I focus on the cause? I mean, come on, that's just smart 101, right? Come on, you don't have to be a rocket science for that. If I don't like the effect, if I'm not making the income I want, if I'm not living the lifestyle I dream of, if I'm not, giving to the charities the way I want to, if I'm not traveling the way I want to, if I don't have the physique that I want to, those are effects. So one of the rituals that I teach all of my business students, business growth students, is let's focus on cause and effect will take care of itself. Let's focus on cause and effect will take care of itself, right? But too many of us have gotten into business and many people don't have processes for the number one priority in business. Of course, it's taking care of a customer with your program, your product or service. Of course it is. But isn't it also, right? Isn't it also, okay, to be able to generate an income, all right, to generate an income for yourself, right? Isn't it also to generate income for oneself? So what I want you to be focusing on is if I took care of my lead generation and my selling process, and I tweaked it and adjusted it, which is another ritual all highly successful business owners have, then wouldn't there be more than enough money if you focused on just those two things? So let me ask you a question. How much time have you invested, not spent, invested upgrading your marketing skills? How much time have you invested upgrading your selling skills, right? Those are skills, just like playing tennis or knitting or playing checkers or chess, right? So here's my question for you. If you don't create rituals around marketing and selling in a process, can you really expect your results to change? Would you agree that whatever level you want to play at, there's a mindset that you need to have and there's a skill set that you need to have, right? Every level you want to play at, there's a mindset and a skill set that you need to have to play at that level, right? So if you're stuck, maybe one of your rituals is to take 1 hour a day and upgrade your mindset and your skill set. Let me share something with you. I invest to this day still 1 hour a day to upgrade my mindset and my skill set every day. Why? Because I learned 41 years ago when I was 19 that 1 hour a day, a ritual of 1 hour a day working on me, on my mindset and my skill set, and yes, my action set also. 1 hour a day equals 9 40-hour weeks a year. 9 40-hour weeks a year. Imagine if you invested 9 40-hour weeks for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. Would you be in the same place you are today? So a success ritual for business owners should be at least 30 minutes a day. That would be 4.5, 9, 4.5 40-hour weeks. Wouldn't you be able to upgrade your mindset and your skill set if you did that? So success rituals are all about creating what I call is predictable results. I don't want to be the type of person who had potential. I want to be the type of person who fulfills my potential. I didn't want to stand on the edge of it. I want to fulfill my potential. How about you? Do you want to stand on the edge of your potential, or do you want to fulfill your potential? Think about this. If you don't upgrade your mindset, if you don't upgrade your skill set, and you don't upgrade what you do, should you really expect greater results? Should you really expect greater results? And many of you know this, and I'm going to share this with you not to impress you, but to share something with you. I don't work with a lot of people privately anymore, but the people that I do work with, all right, pay me $100,000 a day. When I speak in front of audiences, I get paid $75,000 for a keynote. Why? I've learned some things that I've implemented that work. So when people come to me to learn, they're not coming to get opinions. They're coming to learn exactly what to do, why to do it, and how to do it.
Hey, this is John, and if you liked that video, watch the next video because it is packed with things that you can do right now to achieve success way faster than ever before.